So let's say we need to go back to a specific point, right? Not everything is very smooth and, save and go on, save and go on, save and go on, right? Maybe we had our application running pretty smoothly and something went wrong. Maybe I just want to step back. I just realized, oh my God, I made a terrible mistake. I just committed a bunch of code and I'm running this and this is not running. I just broke the whole application and I'm totally done for. I'm just trying to backtrack to the last point when everything was working, but nothing is working here. So how do we do that? Well, I guess you could backtrack and start deleting code, right? Or we can use Git, right? And for these purposes, this is where it's really powerful, right? Let's go and take a log, right? So we have all these commits, right? And we have this create 4 profiles, and that's a newest commit here. And all these commits are identified uniquely by this little hash, not really so little, but it is what it is. And those are kind of like snapshots. These are snapshots of our application, right? Every time we do we do a snapshot, then it's kind of like a save point in the game, right? And all of a sudden, like, okay, so we want to go back, right? I want to go back now before I created those 4 profiles because apparently something broke and now nothing runs. Again, this is a very contrived example, right? But let's say we're writing a bunch of code, a bunch of functionality, in the last commit everything is working, and now I committed something, committed a change, and I'm checking, and now nothing is working. 2 options: either retrace your steps, or you go back to when the last time it was working, right? So there's a couple of ways to approach this. So like a very gentle pushback essentially. We just go back to the previous time right before the commit essentially. So let's clear this up again. Git status, nothing to commit, working tree clean, but something's not working, right? So let's take a git log and let's notice something here. This is telling us, and it might look a little different on your terminal, it really depends on how your terminal is set up, on which operating system you're at, that this is the most recent commit. This is where the head of the application is. Now I want to go back to this one, right? I want to go back to this add customers.txt, update the bookstore, because this is the last time my application is working. But I don't really want to destroy everything. I just want to go back to the last time it was working, right before I did the commit, and it messed everything up for me, right? So quite simple actually. The command for that is git reset -- soft, and I need to point it to the commit where I want to be. So let's go here. And this is going to be where I want to go. So basically, up till here, back till here, but don't destroy what I did here. So let's do that. Now, seems like nothing's really happened, right? But let's clear this up and let's do git status. Check this out. We just step back in time. We step back in time, and if we go back to VS Code, and it should update, it's not really a perfect system. All right, git status. Maybe if I close it out, close it in, right? $1 billion software from Microsoft. And if we go back to VS Code, it should, there you go, it should underline to us that, all right, we step back a commit, essentially, and now we're back 1, essentially. We're back 1 to where we were before. Now, if I do git log again, right, we don't have that commit there. We don't have this create 4 profiles, right? We're back to add customers. However, we kept the changes. But they're before the commit, essentially. The changes before the commit happened. So it would give us an opportunity to step back and say, hey, everything was working before this. So let's step back a bit. Let's take a look at what went wrong, and if everything is okay, maybe quickly fix what we did, so the application is working again. Then I get like an email from one of our database people and says, oh, because you created the profiles, right, you needed to include the last names. If you don't include the last names, it's going to break. So it's gonna be Bob Smith and Zara Smith, because I'm very creative, all right, and Steve Smith. Everybody is, it's a big family. And Anna, no, Smith. Now I went back, right, and my database person says, okay, yeah, you just need to keep you need to keep everything that you had before, but just add the last name. So I'll save all, right? I'll come back, I'll do git status, and here's the cool thing, right? It says, okay, here you go, changes to be committed on branch main. So everything is tracked here. Everything is tracked here. Changes not some changes not staged because you have changed some files here, and we're ready for the next commit. So we'll do git add again, dash all would work in this case, because we just want to update all of my profile txts, right? Enter, git status, git commit-m. Oops. Add last names. And let's do that. Clear this up. Let's do git log, right? Now, check this out, right? That previous log where we had add profiles is gone now because we stepped back. We stepped back, one step, essentially. But we kept the changes, so we kept the new text files we created, and we kept the changes with the names, right? And we just added the last names to the names, and then we just resaved it, essentially. So that's where it's nice, right? Because again, this is a contrived example, right? Like if we destroyed these 4 text files with like one name in each text file, that's not the end of the world, right? But let's say we just want to step back and just check what is going on wrong, or maybe like again we got back, is somebody from our team got back to me, it's like, hey, can you step back and just fix this, and so on. We sometimes don't want to destroy the changes and just tweak something. So this is the tweak, essentially. But what happens if you want to like really destroy things? Go for the nuclear option. Well, let's take a look at that next. All right, so we have some changes. And our database guy said, all right, we'll just add some last names to all of our profile code. And that's gonna be all okay, and everything's going to run, essentially. But we did that. We did another commit, right? And nothing is running. Like if the customers page was running before, it's not running anymore, and the bookstore page is not running anymore. Like everything is just done. And a database person says, you know what? I don't even know. Let's just start from the beginning. Just destroy everything on the profile side. Now let's just start from the beginning. Well, how can we do that? Well, we can go and manually just start erasing lines of code. And in this case, right, this would be fine, right? We have a grand total of 1 line of code per file, right? So 4 files to erase, that's fine, easy. But not so much easy if you have to erase multiple lines within multiple files and you're kind of not sure which lines to erase, because one file can have a good 100 lines of code, right? And you erase a wrong one and you're just opening up yourself to even more trouble, right? So how about we go back to the last time everything was working, but just discard the changes, discard everything. So let's take a look at here, right? So let's do git log, right? And this is our main changes right now, to the head to main, right? Okay, so let's go back to the last time everything's working, right? To this commit here and this commit ID, but I just want to just get rid of profiles, just be done with it, start over and whatnot. And for that is git reset dash dash hard, and we point it to the commit that we want to go to. That's important, right? Not the commit that we want to erase, but to the commit that we want to go to, essentially. So let's say if I wanted to go back to, essentially I would go back to, and then go back to that specific commit. This is a very useful command, but a very powerful command, because it will destroy everything in between, essentially. It will start stepping back and just clear the area behind it. So let's do that. And I probably want to spell the reset correctly. Git reset dash dash hard, and then this command, right? All right, so head is now at 7 something, right? This code add customers txt, update bookstore txt. So let's do git log, right? So this is where we at, right? This is where we at. Add customers txt, update bookstore txt. Let's go back to VS Code, right? And check this out. Again, as these things improve, really cool, essentially. And I do criticize VS Code, like when things don't update automatically, but this is actually a demonstration of a very cool feature, right? It shows us exactly that we destroyed these things, right? It does. So in our directory, we don't have them anymore, right? If we go and ls, we have bookstore.txt and customers.txt. So we just destroyed those files, essentially. So we went back to this commit that we wanted to go to, and we literally just mopped up everything behind us. Like any changes we made, everything is gone now. Everything is gone as far as our folder structure is concerned. Now VS Code, as of latest updates, tries to protect us from it. It's like, oh, this is like your last chance if you did something wrong. So it's showing us that this is deleted. It's showing us this is deleted. It's showing us this is deleted. Showing us this is deleted. As soon as I close these out, they're gone forever. Well, I guess forever. This is like, there's ways to extract it, but this is like way beyond this course. Like going into the memory of a hard drive. Technically, but this is kind of like your last chance of, so like if they were open, it says no, this is gone now. So no, I'm gonna go ahead and close them out, and now I'm back to bookstore and customers. No profiles, no nothing, right? And if I want, I'll just say profiles, and my database guy says, you know what, it's not supposed to be 4 profile pages, it's supposed to be 1, right? And on one profile page is supposed to be all of them. All right, we go with that. We take a look here. Whoops. We go get status, right? Now, status does what? Of course, it tells us branch main, untracked files, profiles are txt. Right? Okay, what is it telling us? Well, you have a new text file, new file, txt file. You want to add it? Like, of course I do. So I can either do dash dash all, which will add anything, or I can point it to a specific text file. I'll do dash dash all, essentially. And I'll do get status, and I'll get commit, and I'll say fixed profiles. Great. And we'll do get status again. On branch main, nothing to commit, working tree clean, get log. Now, here's the thing, right? We have those 3 logs, initial logs, right? I have fixed profiles, but I don't have those other logs, right? I don't have that other log with, you know, the 4 profile txt files, because I went kind of like the nuclear option and I just destroyed everything, right? So again, the reset commands are powerful, but they they go back checkpoints. Essentially, think like, in game, you go back to some checkpoints, and then unless you specifically specify that you want to keep those checkpoints, it's going to get discarded. So that's that. Okay, now we have this here. Now what happens, right, if me and let's say Brian want to work on two different parts of the bookstore. So I want to keep updating bookstore.txt, and Brian needs to update the customers.txt or profiles. And we're going to be working on two different parts of the application, but we don't really want to intersect with each other. What happens then? Well, that's where branching comes in, and that's what we're going to take a look at next.